Here's your daily reminder that the Democrat Party and woke corporations think black people and brown people are too stupid or too helpless to have a photo ID to vote. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I always say what you were thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course, sharing this video, especially with your filthy leftist friends, because they truly hate my guts, and for me, that's a badge of honor. Okay, I have got what sounds like some serious tea about Senator Kneepads' meltdown and Senator Kneepads' failing campaign. Now, I will say this. This is an ex-friend that I've recently made, and he sounds legit. Like, the info he's been giving me it's not hyperbolic, or it's not, conspiratorial or anything like that. He's like, look, I got people on the inside of this campaign. A lot of people have people on the inside of this campaign. It's a very leaky ship, is one of the things he said. And they're trying to basically throw themselves a life raft because, like, she's going down and going down really, really fast and really, really hard. And a lot of people are talking about it on the inside of her campaign. Now, before I get to that, and I'm going to provide screenshots and read some of it to you, let's discuss a couple things Kneepads has done recently. Of course, the old teleprompter malfunction, which just it was like the teleprompter malfunction and then her brain malfunction. I'm going to stop the video here, insert that if you haven't seen it, and we'll talk about it. Be right back.
Remember his number, 32. Today we got 32 days until the election.
Ha!
So 32 days.
My brain is melting.
32 days. Okay, we got some business to do. All right. 32 days. And we know we will do it. And this is going to be a very tight race until the very end. This is going to be a very tight race until the very end. We are the underdog, and we know we have some hard work ahead.
Okay, so essentially what's going on here, I forgot to give the sea turtle killing plastic straw. I mean, Kneepads is dying. Like, she's dying on the vine. We know they're going to pull out all the stops to get this heifer across the finish line, but it's just not going to be believable. Like, it's bad over in Senator Kneepads' camp. So I'm sorry. This is what happens when you lie, cheat, and steal and are a bunch of assholes. Like, karma catches up with you. Let's discuss. Okay. So, anyway, here's what's going on here with her teleprompter malfunction and her brain malfunctioning. She doesn't have a core. She doesn't have any real substance to her. She's a literal and political whore. Everyone knows at this point how this woman got her start. She was the mistress of Willie Brown, who was 30 years her senior in San Francisco. And the word on the street in California is she basically slept her way to the top of California politics. Everyone knows it. She's not smart. She's not capable. She is a grifter of the highest order. And she's just a political whore, just like all the rest of the Democrats. But, because she's semi-attractive and can sometimes, when they write her speeches for her, she can hold it together. But as we saw in that clip there, whenever her teleprompter goes offline, her brain just shuts down. Like, she can't get it together. And we saw the same thing happen on the 60 Minutes video. Now, what's funny about the 60 Minutes interview, well, first of all, Trump, they tried to lie and say that Trump backed out at the last minute to do his interview, and 60 Minutes came out with this ridiculous, cover for Kamala Harris, like saying, oh, we invited Donald Trump to come on, but he wouldn't do it, and he wants an apology because he said we lied. It's like, no, you 100% lied and said that the Hunter Biden laptop was fake when everyone knew it was real. And Trump was like, I'm not going on some fake news outlet so you can push your propaganda onto me without an admission that you lied. You knew it was fake and you said it was fake. I cannot with these people. But they had somebody, of course, they had to have a black reporter, and I'm sure that Senator Kneepads thought that, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk. This is going to be like the Stephanie Rule interview or like the Call Me Daddy podcast, which has just spectacularly blown up in her face. And whoever this, I think her name is Alex Cooper, blown up in her face too. She's losing millions of subscribers. Like, people are like, F you, lady. Like, F you all the way to hell and back. It's just backfiring really spectacularly. So they had this black reporter ask her some real questions, and I'm going to pause a couple of sound bites that Senator Kneepads said, and she was pissed when this reporter is asking her actual questions or giving her some pushback on her word salad answers. I'll be right back.
Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Critics and the columnists say.
Okay.
They say that the reason so many voters don't know you is that you have changed your position on so many things. You were against fracking, now you're for it. You supported looser immigration policies, now you're tightening them up. You were for Medicare for all, now you're not. So many that people don't truly know what you believe or what you stand for. And I know you've heard that.
In the last 4 years, I have been Vice President of the United States. And I have been traveling our country. And I have been listening to folks and seeking what is possible in terms of common ground. I believe in building consensus. We are a diverse people, geographically, regionally, in terms of where we are in our backgrounds. And what the American people do want is that we have leaders who can build consensus, where we can figure out compromise and understand it's not a bad thing, as long as you don't compromise your values, to find common sense solutions. And that has been my approach.
Democracy best served by President Biden stepping down and basically handing you a nomination. You didn't have to go through a primary process. You didn't have to fight off other contenders. That's not really the way our system was intended to work.
President Biden made a decision that I think history is going to show is rare among leaders, which was to put country before self. And I am proud to have earned the support of the vast majority of delegates and to have been elected the Democratic nominee. I am proud to have received the endorsement of leaders around this country from every background and walk of life to fight in this election over the next month for our democracy.
But I think this truncated process is why people think or say they don't really know who you are.
Look, I've been in this race for 70 days.
Well, she cannot answer real questions. She cannot defend the things she wants to do. She says dumb things like every knee-jerk socialist thing that they all say, oh, tax the rich, whatever. Like, it's not going to fly. And for once, I think what's going on is that the media is also doing they're doing polling, but they're getting their internal polls too, just like she is. And they're seeing that this woman is just cratering, that she's just losing all manner of support. And so I'm going to start, I'm going to read a few of these screenshots, or excuse me, these texts I'm getting with this person who says that he's got people on the inside of her campaign, and it's really, really, really bad for Kneepads. So here comes the tea buckle up. Okay, let's see. So I started off by saying he's a smaller account, but he had this really interesting X post about a week or so ago. And it was like, I've got a source inside the DNC and inside the Kamala campaign that's saying that she's just tanking and she's as horrible as you can imagine. Like, just awful to her staff. Everyone hates her. And that's why people are telling on her, because she sucks. Okay, so I was like, very interested in your DNC source. What can you tell me? He goes, I can't disclose. And then he gave some of his background. He said, I was Linda Sanchez's bodyguard early on. I've met Kamala as she insisted on being called in those days because she had not yet decided to be black. I worked in AP investigation security at the highest level. So he was basically giving his bona fides. And then this is where it gets, here's the tea. He goes, their campaign is in complete chaos. The tension between her and him, meaning Tim Walz, is at a fever pitch. She thinks she's done everything perfectly, and he's the reason she's down in the internals. And her internals, guys, she's down like 15 points. So all this bullshit of her, like, in Nate Silver's model being up 15 points last week, everyone's like, where the hell did that come from? Because everyone knows that this is just garbage. I actually feel sorry for the poor bastard. Not too much, but some. He was nervous for the debate, mostly because he knew that no matter what happened, she'd say he blew it to rationalize her failings. I'm being told that he wants to quit. Something big is coming. Don't know what for sure, though. And then he mentions the Nate Silver's numbers. And this is also what he said, and this is something that's borne out over the last week or so that we now see. They are trying like hell to slow walk recovering in Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. I wonder why. Look into the political affiliations of the hindrances on the ground. And let's see. Oh, and I said, okay, he said, this is from a few days back. The failed campaign rumor is true. And he said, I said it. And he said her staffers are saying it. They are waking up to realizing America is awake to the fact that they are spending $5 million a day on, quote, influencers and propaganda, and she's 15 points underwater. She's abusive. She blames everyone but herself. Seriously, Tim W. is her favorite abuse target. Things are going to get far worse before the election. And I said, Tim Walz is a true believer and very strange liar. Weird things that he lies about, as we've all seen, but doesn't seem like an a-hole. These are my words. She is a huge a-hole. $5 million a day, that is crazy. I wonder what it's listed as on FEC. And he was like, better believe I'll find out. And he said, he doesn't seem like an a-hole. He is being traumatized by her abuse. That's why he was so nervous. He was like an abused kid, knowing it wouldn't be good enough. And I go, she is Meghan Markle, which I've done a video about. These two are two sides of the same coin, both malignant narcissists and both complete imposters and assholes. Anyway, I'll continue. There's also a major war going on behind the scenes of the admin and the DNC. The prostituter comment was no accident. So I guess Biden said prostituter instead of prosecutor, or someone said prostituter, and it was not a slip of the tongue. Like, someone did this on purpose. Okay, I'll continue. Stepping out on her event to say that nothing was no accident. They are imploding and will burn the country down to rule over the ashes. The cheating is going to be in your face and blatant, even more so than in 2020. I think we're all prepared for that. And I think the RNC needs to make sure that they've got people in every single solitary precinct to be watching what these people are doing so they can't pull a 2020 again. He goes, did you see what happened on 60 Minutes? And I was like, she was shocked. He actually asked her some real questions. And he said, shocked is one way to put it. She was livid. Her body language was very angry. And I said, I wonder who on her staff got the backlash that night. And he said that they all got the silent treatment. And she crawled into a hole. And I said, I wonder how bad her internals are. And he said, can't really go any lower as a practical matter. She's left with the cult, meaning the leftist cult. She's quite literally has nothing left to lose now. It's going to get bat beep. Oh, and I only asked them about last night. She would not speak to anybody then last night. And I asked how much is she down? And he said, I hadn't gotten an update on the 15 down. I get the impression they are changing their polling metrics. So listen to this. They're changing their polling metrics so she'll pay to get inaccurate info to lie to herself. And then I said, curious to see if she's drinking a lot or has she cut back? And he's saying that these people have powerful friends, not just friends, partners. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Couldn't answer the drinking question. I think it's pretty heavy, though. He's walking, the source is walking for Trump and Moreno in Ohio for 6 hours a day. So this guy is like tied in on the ground here. So I think this source is pretty legit. And I just think we need to buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be a very bumpy ride here. But the point is this. Senator Kneepads is falling apart because there's only so much that propaganda and media spin can do. Because when she's actually asked real questions from semi-normal reporters, she falls apart because she's a facade. She's a cipher. She's a literal and political whore. So this next month is going to be very funny. She's falling apart. And so people are like, are they going to switch her out at the last minute with Michelle Obama? Like, what are they going to do here? Like, are they going to just go in the whole Russia stole the election route again? I don't know, guys. But we need to make sure that we make this too big to rig because we've got a country to save and it's going to take all of us to do it. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this video. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. Thy will be done. Bye.